Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a new little thing where we all talk about our instruments and what we use and what we do with them, because a lot of people ask. I'm Ian, we're from High Beams. This is my main cajon, I call it Lilia. Just for anybody who is ever wondering, this box that I sit on while I play is called a cajon. It's made of, as you can see, this is wood. There's a nice layered, beautiful inlay. It's also made of wood, and the front plate, kind of this thinner part that makes all the sound, it's a very special type of wood. So this is Lilia. I do a lot of recording with it now of our own music. But moving back into the past, we have my first cajon ever, and my one I used just before that one. They both have been spray painted on, so you can't tell what kind they are. And oh my god, these sound. We haven't actually had a chance to like. Oh my god, they're a little smaller, and I can't believe I played on these. They're made of wood. This is Indra and Marsha cajon. This one was on Do Good Be Well for All the Same and Taking Care of You, and I can't believe I did that. Compared to... Anyway, then we have these two over here. I've never played a show with this one. This one literally played one show before this happened, but it looks cool. This one I had an older version of that broke before I could play a show, and I got it replaced. And I just kept it. These are my two tambourines. This one goes on the drum kit. This one goes on my foot. This one's kind of like a happy face. And this one's kind of like a moon.
Crazy!
It's something that's been just beaten to smithereens. So, this is honestly my favorite one. It sounds just like a bunch of like quarters being hit together. There's not really a lot of goodness to it. And then we have shakers. These are great, but they break if you throw them. So that one breaks if you step on it, and I haven't really used this egg for anything. Last but not least, the DW Design something else. It's red, and I've tracked like 5 songs with it. Most of the stuff we ever recorded was with my old drum set behind Adam over there, and it's and then this is if anybody noticed a little boop boop sound in You Are My Home. That was this little ceramic decoration. You can't really play it unless you do like, because if you use your whole hand it just mutes it, and it's kind of stupid, but I really like it. So that's my shit. That's what I use to make it. This is a cajon, the drums, all made of wood. When we mic them, we use drum mics, microphones, and wires. Recorded through a computer.
What's up, everybody? I guess it's my turn to talk about my setup and how I make sound come out of this guitar. First, I guess we'll start with the guitar. This is a Gibson EB 2013. It's I got it because it's a really like dynamic bass. Honestly, you can change the pickups from humbucking to single coil, so you have like multiple different setups for multiple different sounds as far as pickup configuration goes. It's called Betty Jean. My grandma actually gave it to me, or not gave it to me, but she gave all her grandkids their inheritance before she had any kind of health problems. So she's still alive and she wanted to see what we spent it on. So this is Betty Jean. And this is what I spent my inheritance on, and I think it was a good decision. She's pretty happy with it too. But yeah, it's a swamp ass body with a maple neck, which it's actually full of syrup, so it gives it a real viscous tone. And I run through master cable ProLink bass cables into just a normal Boss tuner here, and a Boss reverb pedal. And this is actually my DI I use, but you know, the piece de resistance is this. This is the rig here. This is the Johnson 1x6. I think it's a 6-inch speaker in there. But a lot of people say it's like a really juvenile tone. Like it reminds them a lot of like middle school, which I'm pretty proud of myself. You can actually hear it. So yeah, you can all hear it's just liquid gold in your ears. But yeah, basically, we kind of wanted to take a moment just to talk about like who influences us, and like, you know, I don't know. Everybody knows that to be a technically good bass player, you have to basically just be Flea. So Flea is number one. I think my second biggest influence is whoever the guy from Primus is, whatever his name is, and then the Red Hot Chili Peppers has a really good bassist too. So, but Flea primarily is my biggest influence, and everybody knows that in order to be a good technically skilled bassist, you have to slap pretty much all the time. There can be like 30 to 45 seconds of any song where there's not slapping. That's like the minimum of what's acceptable. Like that's the maximum non-slap time you could do in any given composition these days. And yes, they're compositions because this is a skilled instrument with 4 strings, so you have to be very, very purposeful with each. Also, Victor Wooten. Victor Wooten's a big influence of mine, but mainly Flea. Flea is just, you know, he's Flea. You can't outdo the Flea guy. But yeah, that's my setup. Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment if you hated this, which I hope a lot of you did. So that's a wrap then, right?
Should we have Adam though? I mean, he doesn't really.
He's got that message thing, you know?
Yeah, he always really wants to say something big. Like it's not that big a deal.
In the 6 years that we've been playing music together, I've never really gotten what he's been saying. Like, what is he actually talking about?
You know, I don't want to hurt his feelings. Let's just have him do a bit, and then we put it right on the end after it's all done.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Fine. Fair enough.
Adam!
Hey guys, it's me, Adam. A lot of people ask me about how I'm so good at just my instruments and how do I find that sound, you know? Yeah, a lot of people ask me that. This is just how my guitars always are. Maybe, you know, this one, maybe you want some of that, or maybe even electric. Everything I do is inspired by Lil Wayne. You know, the choices that you make, it's a one-man show, and it really, like, each string matters, everything matters. Everything is planned. There's no room for messing around. You can't, like people say like, that's so great, you don't have a real job, you get to play music. This is really hard. This is harder work than probably anybody, and it's stressful, and we have to keep coming up with these amazing, like, we're making the world a better place, and that's really the shortest way to say all this is, how do we sound so good? How do we do it? We just have to do it, you know? We've no other choice. Just don't ask.